Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene. Trick or treat. Tell the neighbors on the drive. It's our town. Everybody scream. It's town of Halloween.
I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your stairs. Fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, man, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, I can't take it no more, man.
Yeah, I can't. I'm over it.
I didn't know you was gonna play that.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Yeah, hey, shalom, Israel, right? Hey, welcome to another Yahweh's Camp Warzone Wednesday. Hey, first off, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. I'm Brother Yashawan Ban Yahweh.
Hey, it's your brother Mahar.
Hey, shalom, Israel. This your brother Shapar.
Hey, shalom, Israel. It's your brother Kazak.
Shalom, Israel.
And we also got the Captain Yashuv, right? So again, we are Yahweh's Camp, right? Shout out to all the brothers and sisters that's tuning in, right? So for tonight's lesson, as you can see by the title, we're gonna go into a little bit of history, right? We're gonna go into these precepts, and we're gonna bring out the origins of Halloween, right? That's what we're going into tonight, right? So first off, can somebody give me Jeremiah 10:1? All right. Matter of fact, Shapar, can you give me that Jeremiah 10:1?
King.
And Kazak, can you give me the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 26?
King.
So, like I said, tonight's lesson, we going into the origins of Halloween, right? Because you got Halloween coming up, right? And this, hey, this is the worst time of year, right? If you an Israelite, man, this is the worst time of year because they're gonna be coming back to back to back, right? Because you got Halloween next week, and then next month you got Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Right, that's what we go call it. And then you got Christmas after that, then New Year's. You got all these wicked pagan holidays coming back to back, right? So we go get into it, right? Let me get there real quick.
And this is just, further showing the wickedness that our people are into, right? Our people just blindly, they don't even know why they celebrate these things. They just celebrate it because they see it on TV. They see it, through family. You talk about generational curses, and this is one thing that's a generational curse.
Right. That's right. Right. And we go get into that tonight, right? Hey Ephraim, did you finish that flyer or you still working on it?
It's just about done. I could throw it up on the screen if you want, real quick.
Yeah. I didn't know if you finished it or not because I was going see if we can.
I didn't finish that one part. The one part we were talking about, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, want no pop-ups, and
Okay.
But essentially, what he's trying to get to is, this Saturday we're gonna be doing a rebuke camp on this evil, wicked, satanic holiday, right? And we're gonna go out there and we're gonna give a little history. We're gonna show the people why they're in error. We're going to rebuke them, of course, and hopefully try to save some souls.
So if you in the area, if you in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, this Saturday night, we probably go start around 9 p.m. They supposed to have a like a Halloween uh I don't even know what you call it, right? But it's gonna be people out there with costumes, right? They're gonna be celebrating Halloween, right? Out there on Glenwood, downtown Raleigh, right? This Saturday night. Right. So
All
we gonna be
kinds of
out
wickedness.
right. So like the brother said, we gonna be out there rebuking, having a rebuke camp, right, out there on Glenwood, right? All right, so let's get into this Jeremiah 10:1. And we go get started.
This the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1, and it reads, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right, and that's one thing our people gotta, understand in these last days. Right. We have to stop learning the ways of the heathen, right? All these pagan holidays are the ways of the heathen, right? Halloween, Thanksgiving, right? Christmas. And I ain't gonna lie, like I said from the jump, right? This is the worst time of year for us, right? But back in the world, when we was in a Gentile state of mind, hey, this used to be the best time of the year for some of us,
Hmm.
right? Growing up, and we used to love, celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas as a child, right? Hey, this used to be a fun time of the year for some of us, right? When we came into the truth and the Most High woke us up, right? It vexed our spirit to, during this time of year, right? To see our people, partake in, these different pagan customs, right? Right? See, we can't, hey, we gonna tell you straight up, right? Right? Hey, back in the day, we used to love celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving, right? I know some of y'all used to have that one grandma, auntie, or mom that used to get it in on Thanksgiving, right? Right? Christmas dinner, right? But hey, this is the worst time of the year for us, right? All type of wickedness going on with these different pagan customs, right? So the Lord said, learn not the ways of the heathen, right? So keep reading.
It says, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, For the customs of the people are vain.
Right.
For
So matter of fact, read that part again.
Jeremiah 10 and 3, For the customs of the people are vain.
So let's stop right there. For the customs of the people are vain, right? So what does it profit our people and our community to celebrate the pagan customs of the other nations? Just think about it, right? What has celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas and Halloween, what has that done for our people, right? Ain't our people still living at a lower state, right? Ain't our people still in poverty, right? Living in the ghettos and the slums, right? We still have no power to fight against our enemies, right? They still putting a knee on our neck, right? Shoot, the only thing that happened during these times, and our people get more broke, spending their money on candy and Halloween costumes and damn Christmas presents and all this madness, right? Right? Because that so-called blacks and Hispanics, we the number one consumers in America, right? Just think about how much money our people spend, how much billions of dollars our people spend during this time, right? During all these holidays, right?
I mean, Salaki, if you think about it, look, I mean, just from this one holiday itself, right? You got, let's see, you got decorations, right? You got costumes,
Right.
right? And this is the time where our people think that it tis the season to be a hoe, right? They get the most skimpiest outfits, right? They get the scariest outfits, right? They go overboard to try to make this holiday or holiday, you know, significant. Well, you got the decorations, you got the candy, you got the trick or treaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the kids do it too. So you're making them go through the fire right there, right? Just by
Right.
celebrating these holidays or holidays.
And that's the spirit too, because we go get into that. All that that you bringing up right now, right? So like the brother said, right, this don't benefit our people, right? But our people love to partake in this wickedness, right? Like I said, how does that benefit our people, right? Dressing up in different costumes and going trick or treating, right? Just think about how much money Esau make during this time of year off our people alone, right? And we the ones that make this place go economically, right? Like I said, when you look at the statistics, our people spend billions of dollars during this time, right? From Halloween all the way to New Year's, right? So let's read that part again, verse 3.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3. And it reads, "For the customs of the people are vain."
For the customs of the people are vain. All these holidays are vain, right? Hey, just think about it. When you go into the origin of these holidays, they have nothing to do with our people. But when you go into the high holy days that the Lord gave us, we actually had something to celebrate, right? Like the Passover. What did the Passover go into? Right, the destruction of our enemies. Right, then the Lord destroyed the Egyptians and deliver us from captivity. Right, right. You got the Feast of Purim. Right, the Feast of Dedication. Right, destruction of Nicanor. All these feast days was towards the destruction of our enemies, right? Now that's a reason to celebrate, right? The Most High delivered us from the hand of these heathen nations, right? But what are we celebrating during Halloween, right? Thanksgiving, right? The slaughter of millions of Native Americans, right? Right. So let's matter of fact, I'm gonna go into this because I got this book too I want to bring out, right? So I'm gonna read some of this book. And then who had that Mark 12:26?
Yeah, I got that, King.
All right, we go hold that. And Shapar, can you give me Exodus 22 and 18? And I'm gonna bring out this book real quick, right? And a lot of y'all probably already seen this book, the brothers on the panel. I don't know if y'all seen this or not, but this is one of my favorites, right? I'm gonna see if I can put it in the camera. Hold on, let me see. Right. So this is one of my favorite books, and it's called Holiday Hustle, right? Right. This is your Howard's Camp Classic, right? So the author of the book is the elder of the camp, right? One of the elders of Quan's books, right? He got his name at the bottom, if you can see it, right? So this is one of my favorite books, right? And shout out to the elder, right, for all these information in these books, right? Going to a lot of different origins of these different holidays, right? So in this certain chapter, it goes into the origins of Halloween. So I'm gonna read some of this in the beginning where it goes into the origins of Halloween, right? It says the origin of Halloween. It says All Saints or All Hallows Day is November 1st, which according to the pagan customs begins as the sun sets the evening before, a festival of the dead, right? So it says it's a festival of the dead, going into All Saints or All Hallows Day, right? Right. So who had that Mark 12 and 26? Cause let's bring this out, right? Cause
Content.
that's already a red flag for our people, right? It said it's a festival of the dead. So that's what you celebrate when you celebrate Halloween, right? A festival of the dead, right? Something that has nothing to do with our culture or our heritage, right? So can you pull that up on the screen, Ephraim? That Mark 12:26.
Come.
All right, let me get there real quick. Right? So let's see if the Lord is dealing with Halloween and the festival of the dead, right? Because that's what our people celebrate when they celebrate Halloween, right? So let's read that Mark 12:26.
Con. It's the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 26. And as touching the dead, that
So
they
let's stop.
rise.
Let's stop right there. So the Lord said, and as touching the dead. Remember, this goes back to the festival of the dead, right? So the Lord said, and as touching the dead, read on.
That they rise. Have you not read in the book of Moses how in the bush God spake unto him, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob?
Right, read on.
He is not the God of the dead.
So let's stop right there. The Lord just said he is not the God of the dead, right? So how many Christians that were so-called Christians you go have celebrating Halloween next week, right? Just think about it. People that claim that they believe in Christ and they follow Christ, right? People claim, well, mostly are people that claim that they believe in the Lord and they love God, but they're gonna be celebrating Halloween next week, right? The Lord said he is not the God of the dead, right? Read that verse again.
Con, verse 27. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living.
But the God of the living. So the Most High God is the God of the living. So the Lord has no dealings with the festival of the dead because he is not the God of the dead, right? The Lord said he is the God of the living, right? So that's why we come out here and on these streets week in and week out and give our people this information, right? Right. We teach our people how to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Then the Lord saying Baruch 4:1, right? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Baruch 4:1, right? And this is something we bring out all the time. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life." So the Lord said he is the God of the living, right? But such as leave it shall die. And that's why our people are mentally and spiritually dead, right? Because they have forgotten the laws of the Lord and they continue to follow after the customs of the heathens, right?
Hey, Salagi King, real quick. So I threw the links in the comments if anybody's interested in picking up this book.
The holiday hustle book.
All the elders' books.
Oh, kind of all praises. Hey, hey, that brother. Hey, all praises, man. Hey, that brother. Putting y'all on game, man. Y'all check out them books. If y'all in the y'all see it in the comments, right? Check out them books, man. The elder got a lot of informational books, right? So let's read the verse 27 again.
Con, this is Mark, chapter 12, verse 27. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. Ye therefore do greatly err.
Wait, what do our people do when they celebrate Halloween?
Greatly err.
What do our people do when they follow after the ways of the heathens?
greatly err.
So the Lord said, ye therefore do greatly err, right? Ye do err not knowing the scriptures, right? For all our people that claim to be Christians, that claim that they love God. But where in the Bible did the Lord tell us to celebrate Halloween, right? Where in the Bible did the Lord tell us to keep Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving, right? So the Lord said, ye do greatly err. So we trying to show our people how to get back on the right path, right? Our people have to separate themselves from the customs of the other nations, right?
Con.
So let me finish this in this book, right? I'm gonna go back to this book. And Kazak, can you give me Leviticus 19 to 31?
Con, can.
All right, so I'm gonna read off where I stopped at. It said, a festival of the dead. It says it was made into a celebration of all the known and unknown saints and martyrs of the Catholic Church by Pope Boniface IV in the 7th century. Originally, it was celebrated on May 13th, but was shifted to its present date by Gregory III in the 8th century. All Saints' Day is followed by All Souls' Day, November 2nd, another Christian adoption of pagan festivals for the dead, right? In ancient Britain and Ireland, the Celtic festival of Samhain was observed on October 31st at the end of summer. The souls of the dead were supposed to revisit their homes on this day of the autumnal festival acquired sinister significance, with ghosts, witches, goblins, black cats, fairies, and demons of all kinds said to roaming about, right? And that's already wicked as hell, right? It says with ghosts, witches, goblins, and all kind of demons, and I mean all this is madness, man. Right? That's why people have to read their history, right? Right? The Lord said, "Be not ignorant in anything, in a great matter or a small." Right? In Sirach 5 and 15. So our people have to study. They have to do research, right? They have to go into the history, right? All these things have nothing to do with our people, right? Right? How many of our people gonna be out there on Glenwood or all across the world, right? This weekend on Halloween night, right? Dressed like ghosts and goblins and demons and witches and all kind of stuff, man.
Way
Right?
too many.
Right? And you gonna have Eve out there, man. She gonna be half naked, right? She gonna be dressed like a damn witch, right? They gonna be having on the Bride of Chucky costume, right? They gonna be trying to see who can be the sexiest witch, right? And you got these are the type of things that be happening out here on these streets, right? During Halloween, right? Right? So the Lord is not dealing with that. We just read in the book of Mark, the Lord said he is the God of the living, but he's not the God of the dead. Right? So the Lord is not dealing with the festival of the dead. The Lord not dealing with demons and goblins and witches, right? Right. So matter of fact, let's bring out this precept. Let's see what the Lord said about witches, right? Right? Let's see what the Lord said about being a witch and a demon, right? Who had that Exodus 22 and 18?
Con, I got it, King.
All right, let me get there. All right, you could bring that out, King.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18. And it reads, Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Right? So the Lord said you're not even supposed to suffer a witch to live. But like I said, how many of our women gonna be out there just like witches, right? Having Halloween parties, right? Hey, the Lord, the Lord said you ain't even supposed to suffer a witch to live. Why the hell would you just like a witch when a witch supposed to get put to death? Right? I wanna look like nothing that's supposed to be destroyed. Right? Right? You gonna have our sisters out there just like witches, right? They gonna be out there with all different type of wicked costumes. Hey, and Eve, man, she be getting into that Halloween spirit, man. That gonna be crazy, man. I be seeing sisters out there, they got this new thing where they got like this it's some kind of dye where it look like blood. It's like a fake blood. Man, I seen some sisters, man, they had, and that junk look real though. Like this junk so wicked now, it look real. Where they got like the blood, they had the blood coming down their face, but that junk look real though, right? So you got all this type of wickedness and evil going on with our people, right? So who had that what's that Leviticus 19:31?
King, I got you.
All right, let's bring that out. Leviticus 19:31.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
So let's stop right there, right? So that's going into sorcery, right? Familiar spirits, that's like in modern day terms, that's like them people that's in a witchcraft, right? That's like y'all ever seen them what they call them joints, them spirit boards, where them people had them boards and they be where they so called communicate with the dead.
Oh yes,
Ouija board.
Right,
the Ouija board.
right. Yeah, they call them that too. Yeah, the Ouija boards or the they call them spirit boards too. Right? Like sometimes I forgot the name of that movie. It's a movie where they was messing with one of them joints, and they was supposed to like communicate with the dead or something. Y'all remember that movie? I forgot the name of that movie.
Con.
Where they was playing with that board, and they was talking to the dead. Right?
Hey, but look, even if you look into the definitions, right, when you go into familiar spirits, right here, familiar spirits.
Strong's H178. Ove.
Right, it says right here, necromancer, one who evokes the dead, a ghost, a spirit of a dead one. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory right there.
Right. So like I said, that's like in modern day terms, that's like them people that be messing with them boards, right? And you got all different types of sorcery, right? You got people that use what they call it, the crystal balls, right? They be using them what's it called, them Torah cards or whatever you call them. You know what I'm talking about, them damn cards them people be using.
The tarot cards.
Yeah, some like that. Yeah, them joints, right? Them fortune tellers, them palm readers, and all that madness, right?
Shit, even astrological signs are a part of witchcraft.
Right. And what that go back to? That go back to the ways of the heathen. The Lord said, "Learn not the ways of the heathen." Right. And when you read the scriptures, it tell you about that. Right. The heathens was partaking heavily in witchcraft and sorcery. Right, dealing with familiar spirits. Right, you read about that with with the Egyptians, the Babylonians. Right, I think that's in Daniel chapter 2 when Nebuchadnezzar had the dream and he said he went to his magicians uh and he had astrologers, right? Remember that in the book of Daniel, it said he had magicians and he had astrologers, right, and sorcerers, right? So the Lord said He's not dealing with that, right? He's not dealing with magic and sorcery and astrology and dealing with familiar spirits, right? So let's read that from the top.
Con. It's Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards.
Right, so a wizard is like basically just like a male version of a witch, right? Read on.
Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh, your power.
Right, so it says to be defiled by them, right? Right, so a lot of our people gonna be defiled, right? Following after the ways of these other nations, right? Not knowing their history, not doing no research, right? So the Lord told us to not partake in those things, right? So hey Ephraim, can you give me Leviticus 20 and verse 6?
Con. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 6. It says, "And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people."
Right? So that's why a lot of our people are cut off. That's why the Lord not dealing with our people, right? Because our people partake in all this wickedness and all this witchcraft, right? Dressing up like demons and goons and goblins and witches and making sacrifices to these other gods, right? That's all you really doing when you celebrate all these different holidays, right? What you think that is when they the candy on Halloween and the turkey and the stuffing on Thanksgiving, right? All these things are just modern day meat offerings and drink offerings to the other gods, right? That's all it is. You sacrificing these things unto idols, right? So the Lord said, all those that partake in that, you're gonna be cut off from among your people, right? That's why the Lord turned his back on this, right? Remember what the Lord said, what's that, Hosea chapter 5, he said, I'm gonna go return into my place until they acknowledge their offense, right? So our people have to acknowledge our offense, right? We have to acknowledge our wrongdoings, right? And partaking and keeping the customs of the heathens, of the other nations, right? So let's jump down to verse 27.
Con. It says, "A man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them."
Right, so it said they shall surely get put to death, right? That's why our people been destroyed, right? Because our people continue to keep the ways of the other nations, right? Just think about how many evil spirits gonna be out there on Halloween night, right? Think about how much wickedness go on in our communities on Halloween night, right? Just think about it, right? How many shootouts is gonna be in the streets of Chicago, right? In the streets of Baltimore, right? In every hood across America on Halloween night, right? How many kidnappings is gonna be in our communities, right? How many murders is gonna be in our communities on that night, right? Hey, on Halloween night, it be all kind of wickedness going on. Hey, where I'm from, And they used to have this thing on Halloween. I don't know if they still do it like that, but they used to have this thing on Halloween called Angels Night. Well, really, it's called Demons Night, right? It's called Demons Night, right? So in Detroit on Halloween night, they used to have this thing where people used to go around to abandoned houses and they used to set houses on fire, right? They used to go around the city and set like random abandoned houses. They used to just set them on fire, right? Well, they call it Demons Night, right? And hey, on Halloween night, it's an increase in the crime rate, right? You got all type of drugs being sold, all type of kidnappings, murders, right? Why you think all this evil is happening in our communities, right? Right? Because our people love to partake in this wickedness. So the Lord is judging our people, right? Hey Ephraim, can you pull up that video I sent you, that first video?
Con.
Come. So let's get
Hey,
into it.
Shalati, hey, real quick, that's like the line is going into, man, that angels night, really demons night. You know, it's called mischief night where I'm from. You know what I mean? Where we used to, get all of the eggs. You know what I mean, and egg up all the people's cars in the neighborhood. We used to throw eggs at everybody. You know what I'm
Come.
saying? And throw toilet paper all over.
Right.
Act a fool. Hey, wouldn't nobody sell eggs? This is a shame. You couldn't even buy eggs for your home. If you was somebody that wanted some eggs that night, you was finished because the eggs was about $10 for that night because the stores knew they was gonna make a killing. You know,
Man, that's
but
crazy.
yeah, play that. I'm gonna mention something once you play that clip though. Go ahead.
Every year, millions of people around the country spill into streets, dressed as fairies, goblins, characters from their favorite movie franchise, and everything in between, partying and making mischief. But outside of a good time, how many know why they do it? Today, Halloween is a billion-dollar industry. But exactly how did it get there? While today Halloween is synonymous with commercialism, it wasn't always that way. The word Halloween comes from the words hallow, meaning holy person, and een, deriving as a contraction of Eve. And All Hallows Eve finds its origins all the way back in the time of the ancient Celtic pagans with the holiday of Samhain, a 3-day fire festival that essentially celebrated death and rebirth. The Celts, who lived in what is now Ireland, Scotland, the UK, and parts of Northern Europe, based their calendar on the wheel of a year, essentially divided into two halves, the light and the dark. When one gave way to the other, this transition was marked by a fire festival. The word Samhain translates into modern Irish to summer's end. Samhain celebrated the dead, and particularly the celebratory feast paid homage to loved ones who had passed away recently, essentially as an invitation for their spirits to rejoin the living. Many of Samhain's original rituals have been lost, but what we do know of their holiday traditions from Celtic folklore and ancient Roman historians is that they were intended to connect them to spirits, including costumes, most likely animal or furs to help them hide from the unfriendly ones, feasting, and making lanterns from hollowed-out gourds, seemingly the birth of the modern pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. Sacrifices, generally of crops or animals, were made during this time as an offering to the spirits. It was popular for tricks or pranks to be played by humans and blamed on mischievous spirits. As a result of the Roman invasion, with most of the Celtic land being conquered by Rome in 43 CE, the spread of Christianity and Catholicism would force pagan Celtic traditions to evolve or be completely repressed. In part, many Celtic traditions and popular pagan practices were reframed to fit within a Christian narrative, as a way of converting people with greater comfort and ease. Samhain would evolve into All Saints' Day, which was also referred to as All Hallows' Day, and was intended to be a day to celebrate the Christian saints and martyrs. Essentially, instead of honoring pagan gods and mischievous spirits, they now celebrated Christian figures. While the sacrifices were replaced by
Hey,
food
hey,
offerings to the
Slocky, hey,
poor,
stop right
the
there.
tricks and pranks continued, but instead they
Hey,
were now attributed.
hey, you peep the Russian icons. You see that? Hey, they think they slick. You see that part? I know you see that part, right? Yup.
Wow.
Right, you see them images right there? Well, they talking. Remember, they talking about the saints. On this part right here, they talking about the saints and the martyrs. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
And we look at the images they pulled up. What that look like to you?
That
Hey,
look like some real saints to me.
right, right. You see that? Hey, Esau be knowing, man. He be throwing them little clips in there. I was watching this video and I seen that. I'm like, damn, they got the Russian icons on there, right? The true images, right? Now you can keep going.
By food offerings to the poor, the tricks and pranks continued, but instead they were now attributed to the spirits of the saints. Halloween evolved as a more secular version of All Hallows Eve, and eventually it would become more popular and common practice than All Saints' Day. While Halloween has its origins in the British Isles, there's a great disparity in its popularity in former British colonies. The Puritans who came to colonize America were Protestant and did not celebrate holidays of the Catholic Church, as they were believed to lead to idolatry. In the early days of the American colonies, celebrations of Halloween were mostly forbidden as they were deemed too pagan or too Catholic by the Protestant colonizers, though elements of it began to incorporate into secular harvest-related events in the 1800s. The mid-19th century saw a large influx of immigrants entering the country, especially Irish immigrants who were greatly impacted by the potato famine. With these people came Halloween customs, out of which one of America's favorite holidays was formed. In keeping with the mischief, children would dress in costumes and be given money or fruit for artistic offerings like poetry, songs, or even jokes, instead of prayers. By the late 19th century, children were playing seemingly innocuous pranks on their small local communities. Adults would soon find incentive to dissuade children from playing pranks. Enter trick-or-treating. The 20th century would finally see the commercialization of Halloween. By the 1920s and 30s, Halloween merchandise evolved to pre-made costumes for both children and adults. After World War II in the 1950s, the economic boom had candy manufacturers getting on the Halloween bandwagon. Movies and TV are also largely responsible for the proliferation of Halloween as a mass-market holiday.
Let's stop right
Cinemas in
there.
the 50s
Let's stop
offered
right
scary
there.
movie festivals.
And you see that in that part, that clip they just showed. That's why it's so important, right? That our people learn their history and teach our children the truth, right? Cause they were showing on them cartoons and stuff. Hey, Esau real slick, man. Right? Right? Esau real slick when it come to that sorcery and that witchcraft, right? Deceiving the minds of our people, right? Deceiving the minds of our children at a young age, right? They try to drill the spirit of Halloween and all these pagan customs into your head at a young age, right? Right? They putting Halloween cartoons all on TV for your kids to watch, right? They be having Halloween parties and costume parties at your kids' school, right? Hey Shapar, can you give me Proverbs 22 and verse 6? And Kazak, can you give me Second Chronicles 33 and verse 6? Right,
Come.
let me know when you get that, Shapar. Right?
Come on, King, I got it.
And that's why it's so important that our people know the truth. And the Lord said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right? And cause the Lord said, what's that? Revelation 12:12. He said Satan go come down with a great wrath in these last days. Cause he know he got but a short time, right? To paraphrase it, right? So he go come at our children, right? He go put damn cartoons on TV for your kids to watch, to brainwash you, right? He gonna have different Halloween and Christmas and all these Thanksgiving parties at your kid's school, right? So we gotta really be careful, right? We gotta be on our P's and Q's, right? We gotta be aware of the things that our children watch on TV, right? The things that they watching on them damn tablets and them phones and stuff, right? Right. So bring that out in Proverbs 22 and 16.
Can I just make a little comment right quick?
Con, go ahead, King.
Just to back up what you were saying, man. Yeah, you right on the money because like my kids, I still got young kids right now, 7 and about to be 5, and like all the cartoons they watching right now, no matter what they pull up, like YouTube videos, they all got some kind of Halloween inspiration behind them. You know, little JoJo's coming home where he's been coloring bats all day at school. So yeah, like you right on the money. Even in that video, bro, if you was watching that video kind of hard, you know, they were showing them bobbing for apples. That was something like, you know, you did it like parties back in the day, like bob for apples and do wild shit like that. And all this stuff's rooted in paganism, you know what I'm saying? Rooted in the customs of the heathens. So I just wanted to bring that out. That's all.
Con, that's right. Right. Hey, that's right on the money, like the brother bringing out, right? Hey, Esau know what he doing too, right? Like I said, hey, kids is like sponges, right? They soak up certain stuff, right? That's why he put all these things on TV for your children, right? Hey, every holiday when I was growing up, you know, they used to have the Charlie Brown joints, right? Every holiday they had the Charlie Brown Halloween special, right? They had the Thanksgiving and the Christmas special, right? All the cartoons they used to have the Halloween and the Christmas version of the cartoon, right? You see that? And they be trying to brainwash your kids, man, right? So let's bring that out. Proverbs 22 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6, and it reads, "Train up a child in the way he should go."
It's lucky to stop right there. So we supposed to train up our children in the way they should go. We supposed to be teaching our children the truth, right? So even if you in this truth and you got children, and you gotta be on your children, right? Hey, Esau be trying to feed them poison mentally and spiritually, right? So you gotta be aware of what your children watch, right? What they doing, right? And that could put a spirit on them. Cause your child might know why they at home with you that you don't celebrate. Well, they're not supposed to celebrate these different holidays. But hey, they go to school and they see what all the rest of the kids doing, and that might put a spirit on them. They go come home, well, Daddy, why I can't celebrate Halloween like the rest of the kids, right? Why all the other kids they be having fun, they be wearing costumes and they be getting candy. Why I can't do that? Why I can't get a costume, right? And you gotta be on it, man, right? So keep reading.
Con. And it says, Proverbs 22 and 6, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it."
Right? So you're supposed to train him up in these laws and commandments, right? And when he is old, he shall not depart from it, right? So you gotta be on these children's heads. You gotta be on their heads, right? As hard as Esau go in the paint at pushing this agenda, right? And we gotta go 10 times harder than that, right? It's constantly in our face, right? Back to back to back. And all these holidays is just a scam to get your damn money, right? Just think about it. All these holidays during this season is back to back to back. Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Spending your money on like we was talking about earlier, on all these costumes and all this candy and all this food and presents, Christmas trees and all this madness. It's just a scam to get your damn money, right? And how does that benefit our people? After you done spent all this money buying candy and costumes and Christmas trees and presents and all this madness, you in a worse situation than you was before. You just sitting there broke, wondering how you gonna pay your bills because you done spent all your damn money on some damn candy and costumes, and you done bought PlayStations for Christmas and MacBooks and all this madness, right? So we supposed to be teaching our children how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We supposed to be teaching our children that we are holy people, right? We not like everybody else, right? So your children come to you, or why I can't do this like all the rest of the kids? Wait, we ain't like all the rest of the kids, right? The Lord said in these last days He left a small remnant, right? So we can't be like everybody else, right? So who had that Second Chronicles 33:6?
I got that for you, King.
Con and hey Ephraim, can you give me Deuteronomy 6:6?
Con.
Let me get there to Second Chronicles real quick. All right, you could bring that out, King.
Gone. This is Second Chronicles chapter 33, verse 6. And he caused his children to pass through the fire.
So let's stop right there. Like, hey, even remember Ephraim brought this out earlier, right? You cause your children to pass through the fire when you allow them to partake in the customs of the heathens, right? Whenever you get your children Halloween costumes and you let them go trick or treating, right? And you giving them over to another god, right? You causing them to pass through the fire, right? You didn't deliver your children up to Satan, right? So our people, we cause our children to pass through the fire, right? Read on, King.
In the valley of the son of Hinnom, also he observed times, and used enchantments, and used witchcraft, and dealt with a familiar spirit, and with wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of Yahweh.
And our
To per-
people, they do much evil in the sight of the Lord, man, causing their children to pass through the fire, right? You damn Halloween, and you got your son a damn Chucky costume, right? Got him dressing up like Freddy Krueger and Jason, right? They don't know how to keep the Sabbath day, right? They don't know how to keep the Passover. They don't know nothing about the Hebrew, right? They don't know nothing about none of the high holy days in the Bible, right? But you got them celebrating Halloween, right? So we causing our children to pass through the fire, right? Keep reading.
Khan. He wrought much evil in the sight of Yahweh to provoke him to anger.
Right? And our people provoke the Lord to anger. That's why, like I said, hey, in our communities, a lot of crime happen on Halloween because the Lord is angry with us. The Lord is angry with His people, right? That's why the Lord allowed all that death and destruction to come upon our communities, right? Like I said, how many little kids be getting kidnapped in the hood on Halloween, right? People be dressing up in costumes, kidnapping little kids, committing murders. Right, you
Right.
got all type of evil, wicked spirits out there on Halloween. Right, even hey, imagine what it's gonna be like when we hit the streets this weekend and rebuke that madness. You gonna have every single evil, wicked, foul spirit out there on them streets. Right, people gonna be out there fornicating, committing adultery. Women gonna be out there whoring themselves out. Right, it's gonna be all type of wickedness and evil out there, man. Right? You will have females out there half naked, no clothes on, out there uh in the midst of drunkenness, right? All right, so Ephraim, can you give me that Deuteronomy 6:6? And then we can finish that video.
Con. The book of
Hey
Deuteronomy.
Shapar, hey and Shapar, can you give me Deuteronomy 32:5? Baba
Con,
Kashah.
okay.
Hold on, let me get there real quick.
And Salaki, I just want to, give props to this brother right here, this Luis Donez. He says, my daughter said to her nurse, she don't do pagan holidays. She does the holidays of the Bible. And the nurse said, wow, this little girl schooled me. Right? And she's only 6 years old. Right? So all praises to that.
All praises to the Most High. Hey,
So-
train up a child in the way they should go.
That's it. So it says, and these words which I commanded thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Wait, we supposed to do what?
Teach them diligently unto thy children.
Right, so we supposed to be teaching this to our children, right? Read on.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. Now, so real quick, this verse 8. So, the issues or the fakes, right? They think that this is like a literal that you bind them. So what they do is they bind a black box to their forehead and to their arm, and they look like idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead, King.
Con. But no, I was gonna say read verse 9, it says, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, right? Right. So we supposed to have these laws and commandments on the post of our house, right? So our children can know, right? Thou shalt have no other gods before me, right? Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images and bow down thyself unto them, right? Our kids supposed to be going over this stuff, right? Keep the Sabbath day, honor thy mother and thy father, right? That's what our people are supposed to be teaching their children. But instead of having the commandments on the post of your house, hey, guess what our people got? Right? They got a big ass calendar, right? And they didn't circle all the holidays, right? They got Halloween circled on the calendar, right? They got Thanksgiving, right? New Year's, Christmas, right? Right? They got all these different decorations, right? Hey, that just be vexing me, man. I be at work and I be saying our people, man, they be having and like Ephraim brought out, hey, our people be going overboard. Mm-hmm. Man, I be going in people cribs, man, they be having damn Frankenstein posters on the wall. They got damn posters with damn pumpkin heads and witches and goblins and skulls and skeletons and all kind of madness, man. Right?
And they get even crazier. Like on people's lawns, they have 20-foot werewolves and 50-foot freaking, state marshmallow man, and it's crazy.
Yeah, man. I seen this one thing. I think it was on YouTube or something like that, where they had like they had some kind of. I mean, you can't even call it decoration because it was like some kind of setup. It was like a Halloween setup in front of their lawn, where it was like a fake dead body and it had like fake blood coming out, but it looked real though, like it looked like real. Hey, you had people out there. Hey, people would call the cops and all kind of stuff, man. It's just crazy, man. Hey
Hey,
man, hey,
hey Salaki,
what,
can I read this precept, King? I don't mean to cut you off.
no, Con, go ahead.
This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 21, and it reads, "Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils." So I was just thinking, man, like as y'all was bringing that, a lot of times, bro, it be these so-called Christians that be doing that kind of stuff, be having these kind of decorations and go into these pagan holidays, and it makes me think about that Isaiah 1 and 3. Our people they don't even consider. You know what I mean? That's why Christ said he was coming for the lost sheep, because our people say that they know the Most High, but yet they go into these pagan practices. And even like back in the day, I don't know if they do it today, but like back in the day when I was going to the church or whatever, when I was in high school or younger, they would have this thing called trunk or treat, and it was like you could go.
Con,
They didn't want you out in the street or whatever, so you could go to the church and like they'd have candy and they have movies or whatever. So it's crazy. It's like our people they don't even consider people. They they're claiming that they follow the Most High, but yet they'll go into these pagan rituals and these pagan customs and not even consider what they're doing. But that's all I got. I you.
Yeah, they did. That's what it is. They have The Walking Dead, right? Great series, but that's literally talking about you, making fun of you to your face.
Con. Hey, that's right. Right. Like the brothers bringing it out, man. And like we said, hey, this time of year vexes, man. We can't go nowhere. We can't even go to the damn grocery store without seeing Halloween decorations.
It's
I
crazy, King.
remember,
It's everywhere. It is everywhere. Man.
I was in Lowe's the other day, and man, it was like Idol City up in there, man. I, I walked in Lowe's, and they had Halloween decorations, Thanksgiving, and Christmas decorations all in the same section. As soon as you walk through the door, all I seen was big ass skeletons and big ass Santa Claus and reindeers and pumpkin heads and all kind of. I'm like, damn, that's just crazy, man. Yeah, man. Like your brother said, man, we can't go nowhere, man. That just vex your spirit, right? But was that
I just
you
saw some
finished that?
real sad stuff.
You finished that Deuteronomy what was that 6 and 9?
6 and 9. It says, "And
Kind
thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be when the Lord thy God shall
so
have
like
brought thee."
that's it on that King. Who had that Deuteronomy 32 and 5?
Oh, I got it, King.
Kind all right, we could bring it out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 5, and it reads, "They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children.
So let's
They are."
stop right there. So our people have corrupted themselves, right? When they partake in this foolishness, man. Right? When they partake in these pagan practices, right? Read on.
Come. It says, "Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation."
And our people are perverse and crooked generation, man. Because our people not, and a lot of our people know this already. A lot of our people know this information. But guess what? They still not trying to repent, right? How many of our people, we bringing this stuff out every single year. How many of our people be out there, right? Oh well, I ain't trying to hear that, right? I'm gonna celebrate Halloween. I'm just trying to have fun, right? I'm doing this for the kids, and we just want to turn up. Right? See, our people ain't trying to repent, man. Right? They just want to be wicked. Right? They just want to fornicate. Right? Our sisters just want to dress like whores and be the sexiest witch they can be on Halloween. Our people just want to get drunk, right? And it's a damn shame, man. The Lord said our people. Hey, read that part again, King. It says they are what?
They are a perverse and crooked generation.
Right? Our people are perverse and crooked generation, man. Our people not trying to repent, man. I mean, it's really sad at this point. It's goofy as hell, right? I'll be looking at people, especially our people, in 2023. If you still celebrating Christmas and Halloween, I'll be looking at you like something wrong with you. Like, damn, you still doing this, right? And you know how you used to look at people back in the day, like when they used to be on something old school, and you look at them like, damn, you still doing that, right? If you celebrating Halloween and Christmas, that's damn near equivalent to like if I'm out on the street and I see somebody with a damn pager, right? I see somebody they got a damn pager buzzing in. I'm like, bro, you still using a pager, bro? Right? That's how I look at these people that still celebrate this stuff. I'm like, bro, you still doing that, bro? It's 2023. You still celebrating Halloween? Like you haven't picked up a book and did no research or nothing? Are you this damn ignorant? Like you this damn stupid? I mean, that don't make no damn sense, man. Right? It's a damn shame, man. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 6. It says, Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise?
Wait, it says, oh, what?
O foolish people and unwise?
And our people are, hey, the Lord said our people are foolish, man. Our people stupid, man. Right? I mean, just think about it. It's like our people just, I mean, like I said, it really vexes our spirit, man. Right? Our people are foolish, man. Right? It's like they don't see all the things that be happening on Halloween, right? Don't you hear about all these reports where you got these damn people that be putting damn rat poison and needles and razor blades in these kids' candy, right? Y'all be hearing about stuff like that,
That was a big thing back in the day.
right?
They used to have to check your bag before you could eat the candy because
They,
people
they
would.
they still do that, right? Some people take the candy to the damn police station and had them scan it. I'm like, bro, you got to do all that just to eat some damn candy? Like that don't make no damn sense, man. Our people are foolish, man. Is that not a sign that maybe you shouldn't be celebrating this? I mean, think about it. You putting on like we read in Jeremiah, the Lord said that the customs of the people are vain. What is the purpose of this? You putting on a damn costume and then you go knock on random people doors and ask random people for candy, random strangers. Like, how does that benefit you? What is the purpose of that? You got people putting down poison and needles and blades in kids' candy. I mean this don't make no damn sense, man. Like, what is it gonna take for our people to wake up? Are you finally gonna wake up when your child is the one that's damn choking on the damn needle from eating candy from a random stranger? Is that what it's gonna take? Right? Your kid choking on the damn razor blade, right? Right? Your kid then damn drop dead from eating damn poisonous candy. Is that what it's gonna take for you to repent? Right? The Lord said our people are foolish people, right? If that ain't enough for you to stop celebrating Halloween, I don't know what is at this point, right? So let's finish reading.
It reads, O foolish people and unwise, is not he thy father that have bought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee?
Right? So it says, have he not made thee and established thee? And the Lord established us, right? But our people don't want what the Lord trying to give us. They want what the heathens got, right? And that's a damn shame because, hey, we too busy trying to follow after the ways of the heathens when they supposed to be following after us, right? And we can pull up many scriptures on that. Zechariah 8:23, right? Isaiah 2:2, Deuteronomy, what's that, 4 and 5 through 6. We supposed to be teaching these other nations how to live, right? They supposed to look at us and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. But now they looking at us like we stupid because we following after them. And they supposed to be following after us, right? And now in today's world, you got our people, they didn't took damn Halloween from the kids, and now it's a grown-up thing. You got grown-ups that play a bigger role in Halloween than the kids nowadays. Right? You got Jake, they be having throwing these Halloween parties. You got grown ass men dressing up like SpongeBob. I mean, this is madness for real, man. Hey, the Lord said, "Oh, foolish people." You know how foolish that look, right? You a grown ass so-called black man, and you got on a damn Mario Luigi outfit, right?
Hey, Salakia. Hey, I was watching a video with the priest the other day, and it's crazy that you bringing that out because it made me think about that video. And not only does it do that, bro, but it also brings out a homosexual spirit in our people because you got men dressing up like women and women dressing up like men.
Con, you got all that, man, all that madness, man. You got grown men, grown women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, right? Dressing up like damn cartoon characters, man. A grown man dressing like damn Spider-Man and Batman, man. I mean, this is goofy as hell, man. And you wonder why all these other nations don't respect you, right? They looking down on you like they're like, damn, this is God's people, right? It's easy to rule over us because we following after their ways when they supposed to be following after our ways, right? We can never get ahead of our enemies if we continue to follow after them, right? That'll never work, right? Right. So let's finish reading.
Con, you want me to read verse 7?
Yeah, let's read down to verse 9.
Con. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. And it reads, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations.
Right, so we supposed to remember the days of old, man. Right, you think our people really have to come back to these scriptures, man, and study our history. You think David and Solomon and Samson, Joshua was walking around with costumes on, right? Going to random strangers, begging them for candy, right? I mean, this is this don't make no damn sense, man. Right? But what the sister say? It say, yeah, it's for the kids. They don't care about the greed and the demonic practices behind it. They believe everything this wicked system tells them to do, right? And that's right, right? And our people, everything that come out of Esau's mouth, man, our people eat it up, right? They take it and run with it, right? Hey, that's why a lot of our people gonna have to be destroyed, man, right? And the Lord said, "Oh, foolish people," right? So let's finish reading.
Con, Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
So let's stop right there. So we supposed to be separated from these people, man. The Lord said he divided the nations. Right? The Lord said we are holy people. We above all people upon the face of the earth. How the hell we gonna be above our people? We want when our people always want to be like everybody else, right? So our people gotta wake up, man. We gotta separate from this madness, right?
Hey, Yash, let me get one scripture real quick, Yash.
Con, go ahead, Cat.
Somebody put up Galatians chapter 3, verse 1 on that. He said a foolish people, and you're right. You know, we have been a foolish people, man, following the customs of foolish people, and that's because of the captivity and slavery that we went through. You know, but all of these things are examples. You know, like the brother was saying, why would we continue to, go through these things, knowing the punishments and the judgments that's at stake. But look at this right here, Galatians. Let's see what Paul would put down.
Book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 1. And it reads, O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you?
Right. And if you could, spiritually see this with a spiritual eye, right, you would see that Paul was speaking to a people that lost their understanding, that he was trying to purge and clean up the same way we do, right? We trying to clean up a people who are dead to the Most High's heart, who fell away through disobedience and ignorance and have become Gentiles, right? You become the Galatians, right? So he's saying, oh, foolish Galatians, right? Who have bewitched you. And many of our people are bewitched and tricked. And that's why they go out and they dress like what? Witches, warlocks, right? They got that necromancy spirit is all over the internet right now for our people. They got the cards out, they clapping hands and they doing all types of enchantments all online for you. And you got to ask yourself, what spirit is being loosed right now that we got this level of melanated brothers and sisters that are serving witches and warlocks and demons, and that's how you know what time we're in. Our people are bringing in, the impending works of Satan, man. Because the same way we got the powerful spirit to connect to the Most High, right? You better believe we the same ones that could connect to that evil, wicked spirit that lies dormant and that was created as well. You see, so that's what our people have because they don't have what? The law. They don't have the truth. But go ahead, brother.
Come, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua HaMashiach have been evidently set forth and crucified among you.
Right. So like your brother was going into, even if you see these examples, you know this is wicked as hell. You can see it before you. It's evident. Why would you do it? So the same way that the Hamashiach was crucified, that many of our people witnessed it and then went off and still chose to have unfruitful works of foul spirits, right? But go ahead.
Come, verse 2. This only what I learn of you, receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law.
See that? You got to receive the Spirit by the works of the law. You see that? Let me get Psalms 5:5 real quick, and that'll be it on that. Right? You got to receive that spirit by the works of the law. That's the only way that you're going to be connected to the true spirit of the Hamashiach Yahushua.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 5, and verse 5. It says, the foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
So you got to let that sink in and settle with your spirit, that the foolish, those that have been carried away, like the brother was going into in Deuteronomy 32nd chapter, a foolish people, the Lord said a foolish people will reign over you. You see that? And that's what we become. We become foolish in the sight of these nations, because they're foolish, right? And I yield on that, man. Stay away from the damn Halloween, man, these pagan holidays.
All praises, right? And that's powerful what the captain was going into, right? So at the end of the day, man, our people gotta repent. Our people gotta wake up and know the times that they living in, right? Like I said, Esau crafty with this brainwashing and this witchcraft. He got our people's minds so destroyed they don't even know what times they living in. Right? Our people don't they're not paying attention to what's going on around the earth. With all the death and destruction, with the earthquakes and the wars and the nation rise against nation. Our people not paying attention to that. They're not paying attention to the signs in the heavens, right? All our people care about is getting drunk, turning up, partying, right? Ain't none of our people meditating on what's going on around the world. They worried about what costume they go wear next week, right? They worried about how drunk they go get this weekend, right? So like the captain said, hey, going back to that Deuteronomy 32, our people are foolish. Right? Then the Lord say, what's that? Romans 13:11. He said, now is the time to awake out of sleep. Right? Our people need to awake out of sleep, right? Before destruction comes, and it's gonna be too late for a lot of our people because they wasn't watching and they wasn't paying attention to the signs of the times, right? But they too focused on what they gonna do for these damn holidays, right? So let's finish that off. Deuteronomy 32, and I think you stopped at verse 8.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. So the Lord's portion is his people. So we are the Lord's portion. Right. So our portion is not with these other nations. Our portion is not to partake in the customs of these heathens. Right. So Ephraim, you can we finish that video off? I think it was only a little bit left on that video.
And in the 60s, the new television industry began running Halloween specials during Halloween season. By 2015, the National Retail Federation predicted spending on Halloween could reach $6.9 billion. Whether you believe that we've lost the meaning or not, Halloween has since evolved far beyond the days of pagan fire festivals. For more than a month out of the year, costume stores show up out of nowhere. Candy corn and Halloween-themed candies dominate whole aisles of grocery stores, and spooky shows and movies build out entire TV station schedules. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to dress up as a gruesome goblin or a sexy cat, or ignore the holiday altogether, Halloween has stood the test of time and proven itself as a holiday that's here to stay.
And that was it on that. Hey,
right here.
Con, we gonna go to this next. Kazak. Hey, Kazak, can you give me 1 Samuel 28 and verse 6?
Go on.
Right, so we gonna get into this, right? Going into this witchcraft, right? And celebrating all these different festivals of the dead, right? Our people are not to partake in this madness, man, right? And even the things that happen in today's world goes back to the scriptures, go back to the ancient days, right? And you can pull, you can play that short video that I sent you. Kind of right. So before we play it, hold on. So this is more witchcraft, right? Right, and it's a lot of people that do stuff like this on Halloween, right? Going back to that spirit board I was talking about, right? What y'all call it again? You said it's a I keep forgetting the name of what they call it. They got different names for it.
Ouija board.
Yeah, Ouija board. I know they called it a spirit board too. I heard of that. Right. So we go play this video and then we go get in to this account in First Samuel, right? So let's play that video. You can make it bigger or that.
Nah, it's a short.
Oh, come. Right. Right. So you got them. They playing with that Ouija board, right? I think that was it. Right. So you got on the video they messing with that Ouija board, right? And I forgot that name of that old school movie where they was playing with that
Salakia, YouTube just cut off one of the feeds.
what you mean?
They just cut off one of the feeds
To what?
to the YouTube. The stream. It's still on the main channel, but they cut off the stream.
On the backup channel?
Yeah, for the copyright.
Oh. What from that video?
Probably from all the videos.
Oh.
Good. We're gonna keep rolling on with it. That just shows you that the stuff that we saying is
Hey, that's the first time they did that. Cause we play videos all the time. Right? That's the first time they did that since we've been on here, right?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, should we play videos every week? All right. Hey, we can't. We can't have Warzone Wednesday without video. You feel me?
Hey man, hey, we're gonna be changing it up real soon, so we ain't got to worry about this stupid ass YouTube. Excuse my French. We're gonna have our own channel, rocking and rolling.
It's all good though, right? So going back into this witchcraft and this sorcery, right? Right. So a lot of our people partake in that, right? Like you seen on that video, right? You got the people playing with them spirit boards, right? People going into palm readings and fortune telling and conjuring up different spirits, right? Right. That's what the festival of Halloween is all about, right? Conjuring up different spirits, right? Like we read in that book, right? It's a festival of the dead, right? So let's read this account in 1 Samuel 28 and 6.
Khan, you want me to bring it out, Ken?
Khan.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28, verse 6. And when Saul inquired of Yahweh, Yahweh answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
Right, so let's stop right there. So whoever remember this account, this happened after Saul. Remember, the Lord gave Saul a command to destroy all the Amalekites, right? But he disobeyed, so the Lord stopped dealing with him. And the Lord put an evil spirit upon Saul, right? When you read that in 1 Samuel chapter 15, right? So let's see what Saul did. Let's keep reading.
Verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
Hey, and remember we read about the people that have familiar spirits in the book of Leviticus, right? Deuteronomy. And what the Lord say supposed to happen to those people, right? And they supposed to get put to death, right? So King Saul, he said, seek me somebody that have a familiar spirit, right? Read on.
That I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servants said to him, Behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went. And
Hey,
two men,
Salaki. Hey, you know what's funny about that? Hey, that's what our people gonna be doing on Halloween, right? Our people gonna be doing that this weekend, right? It
right,
says he disguised himself and put on other raiment. And our people gonna be doing that same thing this weekend, right? They're gonna be
God.
disguising themselves with different costumes, right? And different raiment, right? So let's read on.
And he went, and two men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me up, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee.
Hey, and that's crazy too, because that goes to show you that it's different levels to this witchcraft, right? So back in the ancient world, this witchcraft was on a different level, right? Because you got people that you got people that's still heavy into that witchcraft today. But hey, this woman that Saul went to, hey, she was so wicked into that witchcraft. Hey, he could call somebody out by name. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna call him by name," and she had the power to summon the spirit by name. Right? Just think about that. That witchcraft was on a whole nother level, man.
Mm.
Right? So let's read on.
Verse 9. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel.
Right? So Saul said, "Bring me up Samuel," because remember in verse 6, and the Lord, it said that the Lord stopped dealing with Saul, right? Right? It says, and when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So that's why Saul went to this woman to summon up the prophet Samuel, right? To get a message from the Lord, right? So let's read on.
Verse 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And
Right.
the
So
king,
like I said, this witchcraft was on a whole nother level.
uh,
She could summon spirits and she could actually see the spirits, right? Hey, that's a different type of power right there, man. Hey, that's wickedness at its highest level, right? Damn.
mm,
Right. Let's read on.
verse 13. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up?
Right. Right. So even Samuel, the spirit of Samuel, he like, Basically, he's saying, "Hey, why the hell is you bothering me? Like, why the hell is you disturbing me from my rest?" Right? And that's what you're doing when they celebrate Halloween and they conjure up all these different spirits. And you summoning different spirits to come upon the earth, different demons to come upon the earth, right? Right? And the scripture say you're supposed to let the spirits have rest, right? You know what everybody always say when they got a loved one or somebody that they know that passed away. What they always say, they say rest in what?
In peace.
In peace. Hey, they supposed to rest in peace. The spirit's supposed to have rest, right? Right, but you conjuring up all these different spirits through witchcraft, and you didn't summon all these different spirits that come upon the earth,
Mm.
right? And that's why Simon said, he said, "Why hast thou disquitted me?" He said, "Why are you disturbing me from my rest?" And imagine you getting some good ass sleep. You know how you be getting some real good sleep,
God.
and then you hear your alarm clock go off and it just start buzzing. You like, damn, you didn't got woken up out your sleep, right? And that's what Samuel. He like, damn, what the hell you want? Like, what? I can't even rest. I'm dead, and I still can't get no rest, right? So let's read on.
Khan. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing Yahweh is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy?
Right. So that was it on that. Let's stop right there. Right.
Khan.
Right. So he says the Lord is departed from thee and is become thine enemy, and that's one thing that's your worst nightmare. If the Most High God is your enemy, that is your worst nightmare. Right. That's what you don't want.
Well, that's
Right.
it.
You know, people. You know what people say? Oh, you don't want no smoke, and you don't want none of that. That's that smoke you don't want at all. Damn. Imagine the Most High God is your enemy, man. Right. Right. And that's synonymous with our people. The Lord is playing a role of the enemy to a lot of our people that's wicked and that don't want to repent. Right. That want to continue to partake in these wicked customs. Right. That's why the Lord is destroying our people because we turned our back on him and the Lord has become an enemy to our people. The Lord is destroying us, right? The Lord, he turned his face on us, right? Right. So that goes back to that witchcraft and all that sorcery, right? Conjuring up different spirits, right? Like we seen in that video, right? This account that we just read about with Saul, and that's that modern day spirit boards or Ouija boards, right? Right, summoning different spirits. Right, the Lord not dealing with that. Right, the Lord said all the witches and wizards they got to get put to death. Right, so the Lord is not dealing with the spirit of Halloween or any of these pagan customs that the heathens keep. Right, so that was it on that. Hey Ephraim, you got that article I sent you?
But I think you sent it on. Did you send it
Group
on
me.
text? On group me? Nah. You just sent me. Let's see. Slovakia.
I thought I sent you an article.
Mm, oh yes, the mask, right?
Yeah, we go get into that. Hey,
Okay.
Shapar, can you give me Leviticus 18:3?
Khan, King.
Con. And let me finish. I'm gonna read this part in this book real quick. Um, and then I'm gonna let you bring out that article, Ephraim.
Gone.
All right. So this I'm going back to this book, right? This Holiday Hustle book, right? So it says, thus the 2 days have become combined, right? That's talking about the All Saints Day, right? And then the Celtic festival, right? It says, thus the 2 days have become combined in modern secular tradition, mummying, pranks, bonfires, decoration of graves, belief in the return of ghosts or dead souls, right? Fortune telling and ritualistic games are all associated with the eves and days, both November 1st and 2nd in America, right? So I'm gonna get to this part of this in this chapter. It says costume wearing. Halloween masks and costumes were used to hide one's attendance at pagan festivals, or as in traditional shamanism meditated by a witch doctor or pagan priest, and other forms of animalism to change the personality of the wearer to allow for communication with the spirit world, right? So this is another pagan custom that go back even to the Egyptians, right? And we're gonna bring it out in that article about wearing different masks to the put a different spirit on you, right? And matter of fact, that's it on that. That's all I wanted in that book. So we go get to this that article I sent you. And then I got a few more precepts I'm gonna bring out, and then we gonna start to wind down.
All right, I'm gonna start reading it.
Come.
All right, it says the history of Egyptian masks. It says in ancient Egypt, masks were primarily used for two purposes: as death masks and as ritual masks. Ancient Egyptians believed that it is very important to preserve a body of the dead because the soul has to have a place where to dwell after death. Preservation of the dead body was done by mummification, a process that involved removing of the internal organs and placing it in canopic jars, wrapping body in linen and embalming. It was also considered very important for the soul to be able to recognize the body so it can return to it. For that reason were used death masks. A death mask were made in the likeness of the deceased and from the different materials. Early masks were made from wood in two pieces and connected with pegs. After that, Egyptians used so-called cartonnage, a material made from papyrus or linen and soaked in plaster and then molded on a wooden mold. Damn, that's like freaking paper mache. Um, that was, of course, a cheap variant intended for lower class. Royal death masks were made from precious metals, first of all, gold or gold leaves on bronze. One of the most famous funerary masks is the mask of the Tutankhamun. All death masks were made to resemble deceased, but with a slightly enlarged eyes and a faint smile, and also showed fashion of the moment with painted jewelry and makeup. These death masks later evolved into a full body inner coffins in the human shape with same decorations and ornaments. Ritual masks were worn by priests during rituals. Those masks were also made from cartonnage and then painted. They were made in the likeness of animal heads, heads of gods of ancient Egypt, head of Anubis, god of death, with a head of a jackal, was worn during funeral ceremonies,
So
such
like
as
let's stop right there real quick. And you can see a lot of that too on the Egyptian hieroglyphs, where you see like the people and they got the different masks on, and they got like human bodies, but they got like animal faces and stuff like that, right?
keep going.
Con.
Okay. It says, the god of death with a head of jackal was worn during funeral ceremonies, such as opening of the mouth, which was a symbolic animation of a mummy. Priest would wear a mask on his head, and it would cover his shoulders. Head of the mask was also taller than a priest's head, so he was constrained to look through two small holes on the neck of the mask. Other gods and goddesses also had their masks. Religion in the ancient Egypt was very important. Temples were places where gods lived, and statues of gods were gods themselves. Everything considering the religion was shrouded in mystery. Priests who wore a mask of a god during a ceremony would become an avatar of God, an embodiment of God himself. Priest would speak his words and convey his will.
Right, and that was it on that, right? So that just goes to show you another portion of so-called Halloween, going into the different masks and costumes and all those different customs like that. Even go back even before the time of the Celtics, right? Going back to the Egyptians, right? Right. So let's see what the Lord said about the following after the ways of the Egyptians, right? So Shapar, you could bring that out, Leviticus 18:3.
Con King. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 3. And it reads, After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dealt, shall ye not do.
Shall you what?
Shall ye not do.
So the Lord said, it says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. Right? So all the things that the Egyptians did, going into the different masks and costumes, and we're not supposed to be doing that, right? Not only that, but hey, the Egyptians was into a lot of wickedness, right? Like I said, going into the witchcraft, the sorcery, right? Going into homosexuality, pedophilia, right? When you read the Egyptian Book of the Dead, it tell you that the grown man was messing with little boys, right? So the Egyptians, they was into all that, right? Shaving their faces, right? You had grown men wearing makeup, right? The worshiping of other gods. The Lord said we're not supposed to partake in that, right? So let's keep reading.
Con. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances, to walk therein. I am Yahweh your power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahweh.
Right, so that was it on that, right? So we supposed to be keeping the laws and commandments and the judgments of the Most High, and not these other nations, right? And we just showed it time and time again, all throughout these scriptures, right? So let me get, I'm gonna get these last few, and we go close out. Shapar, can you give me Jeremiah 3 and 6 real quick? And Kazak, can you give me Joshua 7 and 12? And then Ephraim, can you give me Revelation 22 and 14? And that's gonna be my last one, unless somebody else got something else they want to bring out after that.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, and verse 6. Yahweh said unto me in the days of Josiah the king, Hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel has done? She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there have played the harlot.
Right. So the Lord said, as a nation, we have played the harlot, right? We have played the role of a whore, right? Going after these other gods, right? Willingly partaking in the ways of the other nations, right? Right? Worshiping, right? And you know how many different idols and pagan deities our people worship during these holidays, right? On Halloween, right? Christmas, right? Worshiping all these other gods, right? Nimrod, Tammuz, right? Janus, all these different pagan deities, right? The Lord said we have played the harlot, right? So let's read on.
Verse 7. And I said, after she had done all these things, Turn thou unto me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away.
So the Lord said we have committed adultery and he put us away, right? Like I said, the Lord turned his back on us because we turned our backs on him, right? That's like you got a wife. Hey, imagine you go through your wife's phone and then you see her with all these different other men in her phone, right? Right? She got 40, 50 other men that she dealing with that you find out about. Hey, that's how we are to the Lord. The Lord said, damn, you playing the harlot. You dancing over there with Nimrod. And you over there playing the harlot with Tammuz, right? All these other pagan gods, man. Right? Every other we worshiping another god, right? So the Lord said we like a whore, we playing the harlot, right? Let's read down to verse 9.
And I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
Right, and that's why our land and our communities as a nation is destroyed, right? It's defiled because we continue to worship the other gods of the other nations, right? And we have forsaken the most high God, right? But that wasn't on that. Let me get Joshua 7 and 12, and then I'm gonna get that revelation. That's gonna be it.
Okay. You want me to bring it out?
Slide, let me get there real quick.
Con.
All right, Con, I got it.
Con, this is the book of Joshua, chapter 7 and verse 12. Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies.
Right, so let's stop right there. Right, so going into this account, this is after Joshua, right, and the people. This was after we took over Jericho, right, and then Joshua sent other men out to war to take the city of Ai, but then we had to flee before our enemies, right? So the Lord allowed our enemies to destroy us in that battle, right? Going into matter of fact, let me read verse 1 real quick.
Con.
And the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing, for Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel, right? So that brother took of the accursed thing, right? So the Lord turned his back on us and he allowed our enemies to destroy us in that battle. Right? So let's keep reading. Right, yeah. The fourth tribe, right? So let's keep reading.
God. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed.
Because we
Neither
were accursed, right? So you see that? That's just like today. And we can't stand before our enemies, right? That's why the Lord allowed our other nations, these other nations, to rule over us, right? What the Lord said in Zechariah chapter 11, he said, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty,
Mm.
right? We don't get no justice and no peace in this land, right? Because we, instead of following after the ways of the Lord, we want to follow after the ways of these other nations. So the Lord said, all right, you want these other nations to be your God, or I'm going to let them rule over you, right? And we see where that got us, right? A knee on our neck, right? A bullet in our head, right? Poverty, right? So let's keep reading.
God, neither will I be with you any more, except ye destroy the accursed from among you. Verse 13. Up, sanctify the people, and say, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel.
And it's an accursed thing in the midst of our people, right? What is that accursed thing today? Right? All the things that we hold near and dear unto us, all the customs of the other nations that the Lord never gave to our people, right? Keeping all these different holidays and pagan customs that was never given to us to inherit, right? So let's keep reading.
God, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you.
Right. So hey, we want to stand up against our enemies. We want to overcome our enemies, right? Right. We want to rule over our enemies, right? But we never go have the power to do that until we stop following after the ways of our enemies, right? How we go overcome people that we following after, right? We got to make that make sense, right? That's why the Lord sent us out here in these last days to wake up our people, right? Because the Lord said our people are foolish children, right? We a foolish nation, right? So let's read on.
God, verse 14. In the morning, therefore, ye shall be brought according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which Yahweh taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which Yahweh shall take shall come by households. And the household which Yahweh shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire. He and
Wait,
all that
hold
he
on.
hath
Shall be what?
shall be burnt with fire.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, that's synonymous with the world today. Hey, what's gonna happen when Yahweh shall return to our people that's not keeping the commandments, that's holding on to the customs of the other nations? Hey, they gonna be burnt with fire, right? They gonna get that lake of fire. And what the Lord say, Isaiah 66:15, it say, behold, the Lord cometh with fire, right? Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let me get that Isaiah. I'm gonna bring this out real quick. This Isaiah 66:15, right? All right, this Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Right? Right? And so the Lord gonna come back with fire to destroy all those of our people that's not keeping the commandments. And that's following after the ways of the other nations, right? So let's read on.
Con. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he hath transgressed the covenant of Yahweh, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel.
Right, and that's folly in Israel, man, right? Teaching our children that it's okay to partake in these wicked customs, right? You got grown men, grown women of our people, right? All they want to do is party, dress up in damn costumes, right? That's why Yahweh Shah said in Matthew, and it's one of my favorite precepts, Matthew 11:16. He said, "Whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children. Even our adults act like children, right? Grown men, grown women having Halloween parties, right? Dressing up in costumes, right? So let's read on.
Con. Verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, and he brought the family, Salaki, he brought the family of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. Verse 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to Yahweh, power of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against Yahweh, power of Israel, and thus have I done.
Right. So now in these last days, our people have to acknowledge their sins, right? We
God.
have to acknowledge that we have sinned against the Most High God, partaking in these wicked pagan customs, right? So let's read on.
Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and
Hold on, let's
200.
stop right there. It says a goodly Babylonish garment, right? And that's how a lot of our people feel about America, feel about all the customs and all the pagan practices that they keep in America, right? They look at these things like they goodly, right? A Babylonish garment. Let me ask you a question. How many of our people gonna be out there this weekend in Babylonish garments, right? Right, you see that right there. There go a Babylonish garment. Hey, the Lord, that's confusion in the eyes of the Lord, right? That's strange in the eyes of the Lord. Dressing up like a demon, right? Who that? Michael Myers, right? Our people
God.
gonna be dressing up like Chucky. You gonna have a grown Negro dressed up in a damn pumpkin costume, right? That's a Babylonish garment. That's a strange garment, right? And the Lord said in Ecclesiastes, he said, let thy garment be white, right? To paraphrase it. He said, let thy head lack no ointment, right?
God.
So we're supposed to have on a white garment, not a Babylonish garment, right? So let's read on.
God. And 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. Verse 23. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before Yahweh. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
So let's start by they brought this brother his whole inheritance, right?
Everything.
This one brother, it's only one brother that actually committed the sin, but they brought out this brother whole family and everything that he inherited, right? So let's read down to verse 25.
Verse 25. And Joshua said, Why hast thou troubled us? Yahweh shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them with fire after they had stoned them with stones.
You see that it says burn them with fire, not just him. It says them, right? That's plural. And Joshua said, "Why hast thou troubled us?" Right? And that goes to show you the sins of one man can take down our whole nation, right? And that's why 2/3 of our people that don't want to repent, they got to be destroyed because they holding us back, right? You see that? So in these last days, hold on, let me finish this real quick. So in these last days, that's why our people have to make haste and repent and return back to the Lord, right? Even if you in a congregation, all the things that you do behind closed doors can affect your congregation, can affect your household, your family, right? Hey, the sins of this one man, it got his whole family and all his inheritance destroyed, right? Right? So we have to stop and we got to put away that Babylonish garment, right? But that was what I had on that. What you got, Ephraim?
Oh, I was just gonna say that goes back to that the commandment you brought up earlier that if they gonna what was it Leviticus? Damn it! Where it talks about that him and his family have to be cut off from the people.
Right, Kanye. I think that was Leviticus chapter 20. I think you're talking about.
Yeah, 20 and 5. It says, "Then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people."
Right, right. You see that? Hey, we ain't got much time left, man. Our people better start waking up, or hey, it's gonna be a wrap for them. Our people think this a game, man. But hey, the joke gonna be on them at the end of the day, man. The Most High God go get the last laugh.
The very last laugh.
All right, so let's bring out this last precept, Revelation 22:14, and then that's gonna be it for me, unless somebody else got some.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. "Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life,
Right,
and
so
may
in order, so Salaki, so in order to have right to the tree of life, in order to enter into the gates of the kingdom, and you got to keep the commandments. Right, you got to put off that strange Babylonish garment. Right, you got to put away the accursed thing. You got to put away all the strange, pagan customs and practices of the other nations. Right, you got to stop following after the ways of the heathens. Right, read on.
Huh. It says, "And may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Right, and that's it on that, right? And that's self-explanatory, right? So if you're not trying to keep the commandments, man, you a sorcerer, right? You a dog, you a idolatry, right? Right? So our message is week in and week out for our people, hey, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? Right? But hey, that was all I had, man. Unless anybody else got something they want to bring out.
Mighty lesson, King.
Come. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
All praises to the Most High. Well, hey, if ain't nobody else got nothing to bring out, man, we gonna close it up. Hey, again, we want to give a shout out to all the brothers and sisters that was tuning in to Yahweh's Camp Warzone Wednesday. Hey, Lord willing, this was a edifying lesson for the brothers and sisters, right? Hey, and Lord willing, we see y'all again next Wednesday, right? But hey, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, our brother Yahshua and by Yahweh Da.
Hey, it's your brother Mahar.
Hey, Shalom, this your brother Shapar.
Shalom, it's your brother Aniel.
Shalom, Israel. This your brother Kazak.
And we also got the Captain Yashuv on here. But hey, that's it, man. Hey, Kwam Yashala to the nation of Israel and Shalom.
Okay, shout out.
Kwam Yashala.